Hearts are great for Valentine's Day, but have you ever tried a flower? Well, if not, you are in luck because we are going to be creating this easy peasy beginner friendly rose. Hello everyone and welcome to Amparo Wonderland. Today we are going to be learning how to create this cute little rose. It is very easy to make, beginner friendly, and it's made so quickly too. Best part, you literally only are going to be doing 2 rows. Yes, 2 rows to create this rose. So go ahead and grab your free pattern, which you can find in the description box down below. It is the first link on that box for you. So don't miss out, that way you can follow along with the written pattern along with this video tutorial. So that's enough talking from me, kind of. So let's get yarning. First things first, we have our materials here. The materials that we will be using for today are, as always, a sharp pair of scissors. Make sure they are sharp and not dull. You will have a hard time if they are dull. We need a crochet hook. You can do any size you want, but I am going to be using this 2.35 millimeter hook. And the reason you want a smaller one is because I want to create a smaller rose. So if the bigger your hook is, the bigger your rose will become. We're going to be using our darning needle here as well. Some best friends here are stitch markers. And I'm going to be using this pink colored from Loops and Threads. The color is called Fairy Tale. So I'm going to go ahead and move this stuff out of the way so that way we can get this crocheting started. Okay, so let's get this started. Let's grab our hook and our yarn. As always, you are more than welcome to use any sort of yarn that you choose. This is a lightweight yarn, but sometimes I like to use the medium weight yarn. But in this case, because I want to make a smaller rose, I decided to go with the lightweight. So let's go ahead and stop talking. I talk too much. So what we're going to do to begin is that we're going to do a slip knot. If you do not know how to create a slip knot, I just showed you right now. It's a little quick, but I do have a short available for you right here on the card, so that way it can show you how to create a different way on how to make the slip knot. After creating our slip knot, we put our hook into that stitch there, or not the stitch, but the loop. Yes, my English is like out the window today, so good luck to me. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is not that fun, it's kind of tedious. We are going to crochet 54 chains. Yes, 54. So it sounds like a lot, but don't worry, the process of this is very quick. So go ahead and create your 54 chains. So you're going to yarn over and pull that right through that loop, and that's going to be your first stitch. So if you want to, you can mark it up, and if you don't want to, you don't have to. But I personally do like to mark it up because sometimes I do get lost for whatever reason. Okay, so go ahead and do that again. So yarn over and pull that through. Similar to a slip stitch. So yarn over, pull through. That's 3. Okay, so go ahead and continue doing that until you have 54 chains in total. Make sure you don't make your chains too tight though, because we are going to be working into these chains. Especially if you're using this lightweight yarn that I'm using, don't make your chains too tight. You will have a difficult time going back. So go ahead and pause the video, create your 54 chains, and I'll see you when you finish that. Alright, welcome back. So here we have our 54 chains. So it should be a little bit on the longer side. And you want it long because you will see why at the end. So we've got 54 chains. The next thing that we're going to do is that we're going to do round 1. So this is only the startup chain. I'm sorry, you're already crocheting a lot. So now we're going to go on to row 1. So let's put that row counter up there. What we're going to do for row 1 is that we are going to start off by creating a double crochet. And to create a double crochet, you need to go into not the 2nd or the 3rd, 4th, but the 5th chain from the hook. Okay, so we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in that 5th chain from the hook, we're going to create a double crochet. So to create a double crochet, we're going to yarn over. We're going to go into that chain. Okay? We're going to yarn over again and pull up a loop. You yarn over. You have 3 loops on your hook right now. Pull through the first 2. Yarn over and pull through the last 2. Okay? So now that we have that, we're going to do that again, but we're going to chain 2 first. So chain 2, 1, 2. And we're going to go into that same chain, the same stitch that you just worked into, and you're going to do another double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, go into that stitch, the same one, yarn over and pull up a loop. You yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So I like to call this a V-stitch. As you can see, it looks like a V, so the double crochets are here like stems, and then it creates the V, obviously. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to chain 2 again, and we're going to skip the next 2 stitches. So skip 1, 2, and work into the 3rd one here. And we're going to repeat that again. We're going to create another V-stitch. So you're going to yarn over, skip the 2 stitches, go into the 3rd, and create a double crochet. You go in there, you yarn over, pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, and pull through the second 2. Now you're going to chain 2 again, and go into that same stitch and create another double crochet. So you yarn over, go into that same stitch, yarn over, and pull up your loop. Yarn over, and pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Perfect. So you're just going to continue creating that pattern. That's why it's good to have the written pattern, so that way you can follow along as well, which you can find in the description box down below. First link on the box. Okay, so don't miss out. Now we're going to chain 2 again. So chain 2. Just like that. Okay, we skip 2, 1, 2, go into the 3rd one. We're going to yarn over, go into that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, then we chain 2, and then we do another double crochet. So you yarn over and go into the same stitch. We're not moving on from that stitch, the same stitch. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. All of these names are US terms, by the way, just so you're aware. And if for any reason you do not know how to create any of these basic stitches, I do have a basic part 1 and 2 video where it shows you how to create each stitch that you should know as a beginner when you're first starting out. So go ahead and check it out. The card is up there. If you want to check it out afterward or now, you can, and then come back to this one, whatever you want. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and continue creating that pattern of the double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in the same stitch, and then you chain 2 and skip 2 and then repeat. You're repeating that pattern 16 times, okay? So you're going to have 16 V's, okay? After you do the 16 V's, come back here and I'll show you what you're going to do next. Alright, here we go. So we've got 16 V stitches here in total, as you can see. So you should have the same thing as you. So you should have the same thing as me. I told you, my English is like out the window today. So what we're going to do is that we're going to chain 2 after our last V stitch. So you're going to follow that pattern that you have in the written pattern and do chain 2. And then we're going to skip 2. And we're going to create a V stitch one more time. So let's skip our 2 stitches here and work our V stitch onto that one, which is the second to last stitch. So it could be very easy to lose track of where you go. So this is a good point where you can know if you did it wrong or correctly. So hopefully you did it correctly. So there you go, I did my last V-stitch there. And what we're going to do at the end here for our last stitch is that we're going to simply do a regular double crochet into that last stitch, or a last chain, whatever you want to call it. Just like that, okay? And now we're going to chain one and turn our work. And we are now working into row 2. Yes, I told you, this is very easy, it works up really quick, okay? So this is what it should look like so far, just like this. And what we're going to do now, after chaining one and turning our work, that we're going to work into that first, where that double crochet is. We're going to create a stacked single crochet. If you don't know how to do that, I will show you now. What you're going to do is that you're going to go into that first stitch there. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. You have 2 loops on your hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. Now, what you can see here is a single crochet, and we want to create another single crochet right on top of it. As you can see, we have 2 lines here. It's a little hard to see with this yarn because of how it's made, but you should have 2 lines here, a right one and a left one. We're going to work into that left line there, right in the front only, just like that. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. We have 2 loops on our hook. You yarn over and pull through those 2 loops there. And you've got yourself a single crochet, a stacked single crochet. I always have a hard time with that word for some reason. Okay, perfect. So now that we finished that, you can go ahead and mark it up if you want. It's not really needed because this is the last row that we're working on. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to work into the middle spot here between the V. So where the 2 chains are, we're going to work into that space. We're going to do 5 double crochet into that space. So you're going to yarn over, go into that space there, you yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So that's your first double crochet in there. So go ahead and create 4 more. So you yarn over, go into that space, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so 3 more times. So go ahead and create your 5 double crochet, my 4th one, and my 5th double crochet. If you have to pause the video, do not worry, go ahead and pause it. I will still be here when you get to your 5 double crochet. Now we're going to go into the next space here, which is the chain 2 space, and we're going to create a slip stitch. Just a simple slip stitch. If you don't know how to create a slip stitch, let me show you. So you go into the space, you're going to yarn over, pull up the loop, and that loop is going to go through that back loop that's in the back of your hook there, like that. And you just made a slip stitch. Very easy. Again, don't forget, I do have a basic stitches video. You can find that card up here for part 2 if you are interested, and part 1 as well. You can find those links in the description box too, just in case. So, okay, next step, we are going to do, again, 5 double crochet into this V stitch. As you can see, it looks just like a V. Okay, so we're going to go right in the middle of that V stitch. We're going to create double crochet. So you yarn over first and go in there. And you're going to do that 5 times again. Okay, so 5 double crochet into that V stitch space. 4 and 5. Okay, so that's 5 double crochet in the V stitch. And now guess what we're going to do in the next space? We're going to do a slip stitch. If you were right and you said that it was a slip stitch, give it a thumbs up. Do it, do it, do it. Okay, now next, again, we're just repeating that pattern. 5 double crochet. Just create 5 double crochet into each V stitch. This is 2, 3, then we're gonna do, guess what it is? That's right, a slip stitch right in there. Okay, so just continue repeating that pattern, and you should have like little fans like this with the little V's in the middle, okay, and the triangle shapes there as well. Okay, so continue that pattern of doing the 5 double crochet into the V-stitch and then the slip stitch into the chain 2 space 17 times. So after you repeat that pattern 17 times, come back here and I will show you what you can do next. Alright, so here we are on our last 5 double crochet in our V-stitch, and we need to do one more slip stitch, and we're going to do that slip stitch in this little space here, which is the beginning of the first round here. So just go right in there and create your slip stitch to kind of solidify that row, and then we're going to chain 1, and that's it. You're done. You have created the base of your rows. Now we're going to go ahead and grab our scissors, and you're going to fasten off with a good amount length, not super long but not short. You want to use this to sew up your rows because we're going to roll it up. Yeah. So to fasten off, you just cut the excess and then you just pull it like this. And don't you worry, you created your chain so it's safe. So go ahead and tighten it like that. And that's it. We're done with that. So let me go ahead and show you how we're going to roll this up. Remove your stitch marker because you no longer need that stitch marker. And what we're going to do is that we are simply going to go on the other end. So this is where we finished off. We're going to go on the other side over here where we started. Okay? And what we're going to do is that we're simply going to roll this up like this. You just roll it up. Roly, 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 roly poly oly. And you can roll this end in here with it so it's out of the way. Just like this. Just keep rolling and shape it up as you go, like this. And just roll all the way around to the very end until you finish up like that. So now you have yourself a little rose, as you can see. And now we're going to go ahead and sew this up together. And to do that is that we need our darning needle here. This is where it comes to play. You're gonna put that end in here. And you're simply just going to sew up the end here. So just make sure that you like it, the shape that it is, before you sew it up, because later on you will not be able to change it. So you're going to grab your darning needle and we're just going to go into the end here, and you're just going to go through the different layers to sew it up so that way it can stay in place. I'm just going to go from one side to the other side like so, just like that, and just pick another spot. Doesn't matter what spot you do, you're going to end up going around anyway. You're just going to go through every single layer as well as you can, so that way you can catch every section. Because if you don't catch every section, then you may have a chance of having it uncoiling when you finish it, and you just simply don't want that. So just do the best you can. And just stay on the bottom rows if you can as well, because if not, then it's gonna go through the rows, which is fine as well, but I believe it's something that should be avoided if possible. Okay, so just go right through each end like that, each layer, just like that, and just keep going around and around until you feel like everything is tied together. So I'm gonna go around a few more times before I finish sewing up. Okay, so I am done, and to make sure that it doesn't come undone, what I'm going to do is you're gonna go across on one side like this. You're gonna go across like this. And you're gonna go through that little hole here before you finish going through all the way, and that's just gonna make a knot. And you wanna do that twice in the same section if possible. And you're just gonna do that again, go through the little hoop, and then tighten. And now it is done. You can fasten off as close to the knot as you can, and you got your cute little rose. There it is. Very, very pretty. It's very easy to make. Like I said, 2 rows, and you can make it in different colors, like this white one, and different types of yarn too. So this one is using the lightweight yarn, and this white one is using a medium weight yarn. They're both acrylic, but you can have fun and use other types of yarn like cotton or polyester. And, just go with the flow and see what you like best, what it comes out, and, decide what you want to do with it in your future projects. So, yeah, that's it. Good job! Woo! So what did you think? Did you like this pattern? Let me know in the comment section down below what you think, or even if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you ASAP. And if you did not get your free pattern, you can still get it. Of course, it will always be available for you in the description box down below, the first link in the box for you. If you enjoy creating these cute little roses and you love flowers, then you are going to love this video right here. It is a video where I show you how to create a bouquet of flowers that are actually also coasters. It's really neat. Go ahead and check it out. So I will see you there, and if not, then I will see you in the next one. And as always, thank you for sticking around. I'll see you again soon. Bye!